3, 4.
What's up, everyone? You're watching Facts by JamsTV. But today I am going to be talking about the gateway of the mind, and supposedly the gateway of the mind. Okay, how I came upon this story was me and my cousin were watching a movie called Inception. If y'all don't know what Inception is about dreams and how you could control dreams and stuff like that. Well, basically on how they do it in the movie. It actually gave me a thought of the doors of the mind. And if you don't know what the doors of the mind is, it's basically like it's a ritual that you do where you do with your mind, and you can see a hallway of doors, and each door represents something about your life. That's not what this video is about, so I'll talk about that on a later video. But today we are actually going to be talking about the gateway of the mind. And that's how I found the story. I thought that's what it was called, and it was basically a whole different, way different that I ever thought it was going to be. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, turn on bell notifications, because we're going to be doing so much more stuff. I got more stuff I want to talk about. I got places that we're going to. I honestly did not bring my tripod at the moment, but so like moving it around and start shaking, I'm sorry, but yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. 1983, there was a group of scientists that had a theory. If you took away the 5 senses of hearing, seeing, taste, smelling, and feeling, you could actually reach out to God. The reason why they had the theory, if you were to lose your senses, you could actually speak to God. They believe that the 5 senses that we have every day was basically a cloud that blocked us from eternity. And just the fact that we're used to what we do every day is basically our illusion of life, and there's more to life outside of life. I don't know if that makes sense. They had an old man who volunteered to do the project, and the reason why he did the project because supposedly he didn't have nothing to live for. As he volunteered, they had to put him in surgery. They destroyed his nerves, and they destroyed basically everything about life that we know it towards his body. So the only thing he had left was basically his mind. They were studying him. They wanted to see his interactions with what was happening, and he was actually saying that he was listening to words. He started to hear stuff. He started to hear things that he couldn't explain, basically repeating everything that the voices were telling him. And he actually got to speak to his dead wife. The scientists were actually intrigued about what they were seeing, they were hearing. They didn't believe it. They wanted more evidence. And as more days kept on going, he actually started speaking to their spouses, their dead parents, dead relatives, and their family, and was basically saying secrets. He was exploiting everyone that was there. He was actually able to speak to the dead relatives of anyone that was around him. He kept on hearing voices, and he ended up going crazy. As time went by, he ended up slamming his body on the wall. He slammed his body basically because he wanted to feel this reality again. He wanted to feel pain throughout his body. As days were passing by, he would have nightmares. He'd be able to hear stuff, and so many things was happening. One day he just started screaming. He tried to claw his eyes out basically because he wanted to feel pain. Like, he wanted to feel life. He wanted to feel that reality. He wanted to feel that this reality still existed. More voices ended up coming and basically was saying, telling him predictions, talking to him about hell, saying that the world was gonna end, and he just kept on screaming for 5 hours straight.
No heaven, no forgiveness.
Screaming and screaming until he couldn't scream no more. He started crying, he started freaking out, and he didn't know what to do anymore. He wanted to be killed. He wanted the scientists to kill him, mainly because he didn't want to be in the life no more. He didn't want to keep dealing with what he was dealing with. He didn't want to hear anyone no more. He didn't want to hear the evil thoughts. There was still his project. They were still working on the project, and they believed that he was actually right there in the presence of God. He ended up just going crazy. He literally bit chunks of his flesh, mainly because he just kept on wanting to feel pain. He wanted to be killed. He was trying to kill himself, and scientists actually ran to him, restrained him, and they tied him down. And basically, as soon as they tied him down, he just started crying. He had tears down his face. They had to keep on rehydrating him because he was losing so much water through the tears. He was looking at the scientists, and the thing that freaked out the scientists was mainly because the man was blind, and the man that was sitting on the table that was tied down was literally looking at him in the face, looking at him dead in the eyes, and this is the words that he said.
I have spoken to God.